Now, moving on towards the approach and the development of psychology, the next psychologist we have is Sigmund Freud. Sigmund Freud is one of the very important psychologists to study, and he gave a very different theory. His theory was really out of box, and if you take psychology majors, if you go study psychology ahead in school, in your college, you will come to know about what it is. Okay. Thereafter, Sigmund Freud's extreme ideology with relation to human nature shook the world. So now the next person who was there was Sigmund Freud. His ideology or his idea, his theory was extreme. Extreme એટલે બહુ વધારે પડતી અલગ હતી, હટકે હતી, okay? And it shook the world. The world actually shook, okay, because his theory was like that. Sigmund Freud introduced human nature as unconscious need and a dynamic progress of conflict. So what did Sigmund Freud said? That human nature, your nature depends on unconscious mind. Unconscious એટલે things which you are not aware about and things which is happening within you. Okay, and he said that it is a dynamic progress of the conflict. Dynamic એટલે something which keeps on moving. Okay, that is called dynamic. And what did he say? That we human beings are constantly moving towards conflict. Conflict meaning issues, and we are trying to solve the issues. So your human development takes place based on these two processes. What are processes? First, unconscious nature, okay, or your unconscious needs. Needs એટલે things which you want, right? So your unconscious needs, things unconscious means you are not aware about. So your human mind or your human mind's development depends upon unconscious needs and your dynamic progress of conflict. Dynamic meaning things which are moving on, and conflict meaning fights or internal fights which you are having. Okay, in matters like whether I should become a doctor, whether I should become an engineer, whether I should take science, whether I should take arts. Those are your conflicts. Okay. He presented psychoanalysis as a method to understand and treat mental disease. So his method of treating mental disease, his method to approach psychology was known as the psychoanalysis method. Whereas the school of psychoanalysis stated that man is motivated by the unconscious needs or pleasure-seeking needs. So what did he say is that we human beings are motivated to move forward. We are motivated to live our life based on unconscious need. Unconscious એટલે things which you are not aware about, things which you do not know. So it depends on your unconscious needs and your pleasure-seeking needs. Meaning things which gives you pleasure, which gives you satisfaction, which gives you happiness, you will work towards fulfilling those needs. Okay? And your human mind develops based on these things. It was this stage that a humanitarian approach emerged and presented the human nature in a more positive way. So against Sigmund Freud's theory, okay, there was a humanistic approach which was a more positive approach towards the subject of psychology rather than Sigmund Freud's approach which was a little bit negative. Okay. Now humanistic approach. Humanicists like Carl Rogers and Abraham Maslow emphasized on the strength of human needs and their independence. So he said, who were the two most important humanicists? Carl Rogers and Abraham Maslow. What did they emphasize or what did they give importance to? He said that our human needs are not dependent on each other. We are independent of each other. Matlab, if my need of hunger is not dependent on my need for money. Okay? This is just a basic example that I have given. Okay, so your human needs are not dependent on each other. They are independent. Development of internal temperament and the natural instincts to move ahead. So what did they say? That your internal temperament, your internal nature, okay, it grows and based on your natural instincts. Natural instincts એટલે कि let's say कि I am walking on the road. If there is a dog, okay, that is running towards me, is barking, what will be my natural reaction? To run. Okay, that's because my body says run, it's going to bite you. So I'll start running. So that is called natural instinct or natural response. So what did they say is that your nature, Okay, your development of internal nature, your development of internal personality depends on your natural instincts, okay, on how you respond to the environment that is around you. Okay, their argument was that as behaviorism is imposed by the environmental factors influencing human behavior, it disregards human independence and reputation and therefore sees human behavior as instrumental. So what did they say? Their argument was that behaviorism is imposed by environmental factors. So what did they say? That your behavior, what was their argument? That your behavior depends on your environmental factors, how your environment is. Okay, based on that you are going to behave. If the environment around me is very positive, then I am going to build a very positive attitude, I am going to have a very positive behavior. But if the environment around me is very negative, I am going to have a negative behavior. For example, let us say there is a child who stays at home, okay, and his father is an alcoholic who keeps drinking lot of alcohol, keeps drinking lot of daru, and keeps hitting the mother. So the child has been brought up in a negative environment where the child has only seen his father beating up the mother. So child will obviously have this negative attitude towards the male members of the society, thinking that all the males hit their ladies or hit their wives like that. Okay, so that is how the negative attitude develops. Your behavior, your development of your behavior depends upon the environment that is around you, or the environmental factors which influence human behavior. It disregards human independence and reputation and therefore sees human behavior as instrument. So what do they say? That they what do they feel? That human behavior is a very instrumental, it's a very important factor to study human nature. Okay, you study human behavior, and it is after studying human behavior that you come to know about lot of things. Okay, unless and until you don't study human behavior, you are not going to know what is around you. Thus, in the history and development of modern psychology, many assumptions were derived. These approach highlighted its specific issues and drew our attention in the fact that psychological processes are complex, and it is also helped in the development of quite few branches. So when we read all these psychologists, when we see their approaches or their take on various things, you come to know for the fact that psychology is a very, very complex thing, because human behavior is very complex. Okay, our behavior is very complex because God has given us the ability to think, to process, and all these things, and that is why human behavior is very complex. And because of that, psychology as a subject has become complex, and that is why there are many branches of psychology which are there. In the later half of the 20th century, the cognitive approach developed. Okay, after the 20th century, the cognitive approach developed. Cognitive is related to your mind. It brought the light how we look at the world. Now, cognitive approach was something which told us how we look at the world. Okay, cognitive is a process to know which incorporates thinking, understanding, observing, remembering, and problem solving. So, what does your mind do? It does thinking, it does understanding, it observes, it remembers, and it solves your problem. In a way, our mental processes make us competent enough to find a path and work with our knowledge of the world in a given environment. So what do we do? Our brain is that developed that it gives us the ability to live in the environment that is around us. Because our head is so developed, because human mind is so developed, that we are able to live in the environment that is around us. Okay, based on our knowledge about the environment we live. Many cognitive psychologists have considered human brain as a computer system which processes information. So what they have said, that our human brain is like a computer, it processes information, okay, and it stores the information. According to their opinion, mind is like a computer, okay. According to people who have taken cognitive approach, mind is like a computer which accepts information, processes it, and makes modification, stores it, and when it is necessary, retrieves the same. So what do we do? What does human mind do? It takes the information, then it processes the information, then it makes the modification, meaning makes some changes in the information, stores the information in our brain, and we use that information whenever it is required, just like a computer. So with this, we end the development of the subject of psychology. Okay, if you have any doubts, please ask.